Hello, my Zentangle friends. This is Barbara Langston, CZT, Certified Zentangle Teacher, and welcome to Not Perfect Zen. I hope you're doing well. I'm really grateful for all of the patterns that I've been learning since joining this Tangle 365 group in Facebook and just following new patterns that come out on tanglepatterns.com. And of course, this month is full of patterns that have to do with hearts. And so I thought I would show you some of the favorite ones that I found this month that use grids. And I was going to show you this one, but it's really not a grid. So we'll see. I might just show you how to do that one, but for sure, we're going to put these 4 patterns onto a tile. All right. What I've done is I have a 4 inch by 4.5 inch tile that I cut myself. It goes into my disc binding system, and if you're interested in that, I do have a video that explains how I did it, and I just really like organizing my tiles that way, and so that's why they almost always look like that. All right, I'm going to flip it over because I didn't want you to have to watch me do a grid. Surely you know how to do a grid. So I did use a ruler just to mark so I could get it even for you, but then I drew all the lines by hand. I didn't use the ruler. I just figure if we can use the Marcus operandus to help us mark things. I can't get this onto a Marcus operandus, so I just, use a ruler and a pencil and an eraser, and it's okay. All right, I'm going to use a black micron 01, and I don't have an 01 in red for the little hearts, so I used pink just to add a little bit of Valentine type color to it. So the first one, let's start with this. This one is called Heartfully by Helen Williams, and it's beautiful in a square grid or a wonky grid or any way you want to do it. Okay, I'm going to have a graphite pencil and my blending stump and possibly use my kneaded eraser. And for Heartfully, we're going to have a heart that comes from each corner. And the way she shows it in the step out, and I'm going to go ahead and put a dot in the center of each of these. It just helps me have a little bit of an idea of where the center is. Okay. And then I'm just going to do my first heart. It's going to be kind of tall, and we're not going all the way to the center. And we're going to go ahead and do this in each one of these corners. And I'm not trying for any kind of perfect heart, but I can tell you that I've practiced a lot of hearts in February. Okay, now we're just going to turn and go to the next corner. And I'm going to come up this way, so I touch that heart and then come back around and down. So touch that one and come back down. Valentine's Day was just another day for me, which is fine. It's just me and my sister here. But I went to my local grocery store the day after Valentine's, I think. And the amount of flowers that they had for sale was just crazy. Okay. Turn this time, and this time we're going to touch that one and come down and come back and touch that one. I really love so many of Helen Williams' patterns. Okay, so that's basically it. I'm going to make our little dots a little bigger now that we've got the hearts going in. I'm going to do a little bit of hatching in the tips of each of these hearts, just real quick. Because I love the detail that hatching adds, the drama. There are so many heart patterns out there, and there are groups that are doing different things. There's Valentangle, and like I said, I'm doing Tangle 365. That group is closed because it was so big, but they have a different pattern suggestion for each day, or they will for each day of 2022. So far I've kept up with it. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, and I don't remember if this was part of her step out or not, but I'm adding a little aura. I just like how this looks inside each one. Kind of makes a little diamond shape in the center. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing on these edges. And if you look at this pattern called Me, it's really kind of the opposite, where the points go to the center. For this one, the points are going outward. Okay, so next, let's do this one. This one is called Heartangles by Vandana Krishna. And she's a CZT. And this one is done in triangles. So we are going to put diagonal lines across. Okay, so you could do this with triple E or any kind of grid that has triangles in it. Okay, so I'm going to start right in the center And let me put this here so you can kind of see what I'm doing. And I'm going to make this side of the heart. Okay. And so I'm doing the right side of the heart in this triangle. So I'm going to turn. This is the right side of the heart. And again, I'm going to do the right side of the heart. Okay. So now I'm going to come to the next triangle over. And in this one, we're going to do just the opposite. The left side of the heart. Okay. I'm going to turn. It's easier for me if I turn each time. I'm going to do the left side of the heart. That's going to be interesting. And again, the left side of the heart. So when we move to this one, it's kind of important that you have an equal number of triangles. If not, it just makes a different pattern. So again, we're doing the right side of the heart. The right side. And down here in this corner, it's going to be the right side. Okay, in this triangle, now we're doing the left side. And the only way I could keep this straight when I was practicing was just keep saying that. We're doing the left side. Okay, so this one, obviously, doing the right side. The right side. Oh, I can't get my paper to turn. And the right side. Left. 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 Right. 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 And then this last one should match up correctly. We're doing left. Left. And left. Okay. So the next thing that you do is connect these in the corners and in the center. Okay. So I actually need to put this where I can see it. All right. So we are going to just make a curve. Comes from there and to there. Okay. So where you have your hearts, they're going to do the same thing. Just going to make a curve. And curve. Just kind of rounding these corners. And then in the center, we're going to do the same thing. I haven't done this very many times, so I'm trying to make sure I'm getting it right. Okay. So that one is Heartangles. And the next one is going to be Well Love by Yu Chin. And I really like this one. Well, I like all these, but this one is fun. And so for this one, I'm going to start by putting just an orb in the center of each square. And we're going to start just like we're doing the pattern well. Do a little curve. It's going to curve around and then come up. And I'm just going to go ahead and do each of these corners. So you don't have to watch me keep flipping my tile around. A little bit of a curve. Okay. Yu Chin also has so many patterns that I enjoy. Now the basic pattern well, which is what I'm doing first, is from Zentangle. And with the hearts in the center, it becomes Well Love. Okay, so this is well. If we did nothing else with that, that's the pattern well. But now I'm going to find the center above that. That's just the way I like to do it. And start with a little dot. And now we're going to make our hearts. Okay, so I'm just coming up just so I can get it even, fairly even anyway. Oops. There's that one. Like I said, I've had a lot of practice with hearts in the last few weeks. And these are some of my favorites. Okay, so we're going to turn and do the same thing. And if you look up the step outs for these, you'll find a lot of different variations, fun things that you can do with these patterns. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is just come around and put a little bit of a stem and a dot in the center of each of these. I don't do grid patterns very often, but when I do, I enjoy the repetition. It makes things nice, makes it easy to get into a nice Zen or focused Zentangle session. Okay, so there are different things that you can do with this, like these additional lines and stuff, but I think I'm gonna do that with pink. So let's go. I'm gonna wait on the pink though, because I'm gonna do that on all these patterns at the same time. Okay, this next one is called Caught by Christine Reyes, or Reyes, I'm not sure how you say that. But we're going to start with making our grid a little bit smaller. So we're going to divide each of these in half and then divide again. Okay. And then we're going to put our little hearts in first. And try to keep my hand out of the way. We're going to put this in every other square. We'll go in that direction. I'm trying to make these about the same size and shape, but if it's not, it's okay. Okay, so we're just alternating these hearts inside these squares. All right, now we're going to turn it and do the same thing, but our hearts are going to be facing this direction. So in all of these that are left, we're trying to center the hearts, pointing the other direction. And of course, you don't have to do a tile exactly like this. I'm just showing you these patterns that I've learned, and you can use them however you like. Okay, so now we're going to do our lines that go down the center between each of these hearts. These are very simple, very satisfying to me. Okay, turn it and then do the same thing in the other direction. And I know it's past Valentine's Day, but it's still fun. All right, so the next thing that you do is where you have these intersections where there's no heart right there above it, but just these squares here. We're going to put like a diamond shape and fill that in. Okay. So not right between the hearts, but the other sections. And I did do this wrong the first time. So I have to make myself look. Okay, so we're going to skip down. Add another diamond. This is kind of a combination of hearts and floors to me. I really like the pattern floors. I like simple patterns. I truly enjoy looking at the fantastic work that some of the people put on Facebook and Instagram, but I relax the most with simple patterns. Okay, so down here, we're just going to do a half. A half of that diamond. And in the corner, we'll just put a little bit in the corners. Okay, I have to stop and think, make sure I'm in the right spot. All right, we're almost done with the first part. All right, so there it is, unshaded. I don't want this to take a huge amount of time, but I just want to highlight with pink in a few places, just for fun. So I'm going to do this kind of quick. Let's see, these would come straight down. Kind of jumping around here, sorry about that. Okay, so for these, I'm just kind of using those lines as a guide. And she does do something similar to this in her variations. Hopefully this is going to look right. I don't usually add a lot of color. I prefer to put color on the tile, but I thought it might be fun to put pink or red on here because of the hearts. Let's go ahead and fill this in the center with red. Pink. Okay. I don't know, some of you do really fantastic work with watercolors. So just have fun with it. Make it your own. Because it's always your art. Okay, so there's that one. For this one, I'm going to do some lines in each heart. And I'm hoping this will kind of bring this whole grid together. By having a little bit of the same color in each one of these. Okay. Okay, I'm going to do, I think I'm just going to color these in. Just quickly. And I think watercolor brush would probably work. The fine tip would work good on these too. Or if you had like a red or pink Jelly Roll pen, would be pretty. Or colored pencils. Okay, sorry, I'm trying this to not make this last too long. You can always fast forward, but I don't do that to my videos. I'll let you guys decide if you want to fast forward or not. All right, almost done with this. All right. Trying to decide what to do on this one. Let's try, just for something different, putting stripes in here. Okay, I'm just going to start in the center and just kind of work my way down. I have not done this before. Should be interesting. Like I said, just try to have fun, relax, and enjoy your art. Take a look at it. If you ever watch Maria, her art is constantly evolving because she has an idea and she just goes with it. She tries it. All right, so I think I'm going to do it also here. Just the little diamonds in the center. Oh no. I did this one differently, didn't I? Okay, well, let's make it a feature then. Yep. It's okay. Okay, so since I put the stripes there, I'm going to make these filled in. If you can't fix it, feature it. So let's do that. Not sure what to think. Oops. I'd be interested to know if you tried these and if you did something different. Just play. When I don't worry about what I'm doing, then I gain so much more from my time. Okay, since we filled those in, let's fill these in. I missed one, didn't I? Okay, almost done. Then we'll do a little bit of shading. This is going to be interesting. Okay, that changed. I think you could do something inside here, but I'm just gonna leave it. I don't want to overdo the pink. Okay, shading. For this one, I added shading in the center and just in these spots. Okay, I'll soften that with my blending stuff. Okay. And I'm going to put just a little bit of graphite around each heart. Just very lightly. And this just kind of helps them stand out a little bit against that white background. And I got a different tortillon because that one was just kind of messed up. I need one with a sharper point. Okay, I think this one's got a little bit of red or something on it. I'll clean it off a little bit. It has a little bit of red on it. Okay, so now I'm just going to go around these hearts and just soften that. I will put links to step outs in the description. And if you go to Helen Williams' site, she has such beautiful art that she does with hers. Okay, on this one, I'm just going to put a little bit in the center and just very lightly put some graphite at the top of these hearts. You know, you could shade in here with pastel chalk pencils instead of the pen, or like I said, just use watercolor or colored pencils. I'm just putting a little bit around the center and at the top of each heart. Okay. I'm going to soften it. Just kind of pull it toward the center, but not all the way up. Okay, and then we're going to soften tops of these hearts. And that's going to leave the center of the heart highlighted, still white. Okay, so I'm going to soften around the center and then the edges. It gives your hearts some dimension also. Okay. And now on these, we're going to do basically the same thing that we did over there. And we're just going to put a little bit of graphite around each heart, but not the diamonds, because we want to emphasize the hearts. Okay, sorry. It's so quiet. I'm so concentrating on these little hearts. If you did these in a bigger grid, then I don't know if you can see how that heart has kind of a white tip. Anyway, you could add highlights actually on the heart. Okay, so now I'm just going around each one of these and softening it. I really enjoyed learning new patterns, and I really like sharing them. Okay, it really looks smudged. I've got to find some better blending stumps that have a better tip, but there we go. I am going to use my kneaded eraser and just clean that corner up a little bit because it's bothering me. And if you ever felt like there was too much graphite around something, the nice thing about a kneaded eraser is that you can flatten it, and if I wanted to, I could lift some of that back up. Just soften it a little bit. Okay, there we go. The last one that I did not show you is this one called Me, and it's really simple. It is meant to be in a square, so I guess you could call it a grid, but I didn't want to draw such tiny hearts. I did it in this one that I was going to show you, but like I said, they're so small, it's hard to see the details. And if you go to her step outs, she has lots of variations. Okay, so again, this is Me, and what she does first is she does the top of all of the hearts in the corners. So kind of like little, oh, I'm sorry. I hope I wasn't off screen. So just doing that, kind of like little bird wings, but it's the top of the heart in each corner. And then just pick one of those and go ahead and bring it to a point and make a heart. And it's okay if it goes beyond the center. This is just one of the variations, okay? And I'm going to go ahead while I'm here and add the aura inside, okay? Paper off, sorry. Okay, so here I'm going to do the next one. I'm going to come down, and then it's going to stop around this one and bring it, and it's going to stop. And then make your aura. Here's your next one. Coming down. And this one. And then we're going to do our auras. Okay. And one more. Okay. So that's basically the pattern Me. And the other ways that she did it, this is the one I just showed you. You could do it where they all meet in the middle. These all meet in the middle, and she just put little orbs around. And then this one, you can see where the other ones go, like in a hollow ball fashion. Okay. So that's it. I'm going to add my chop. A lot of room. I'll just go ahead and put it over here. All right. Thanks for being with me again. I hope that you enjoyed this. It's almost the weekend here. I hope you have a great weekend, and I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.